Hello friends, here I am with next part of this story. I hope you all like the video and subscribe to my channel. So let's start the video with summary. Okay, you saw once where Naruto is the son of Hades, Artemis, Apollo or a made-up god. But what if he is the son of the forger and is the champion of goddess of intelligence? What will be his role? Protector? Trainer? Hero? Naruto x harem. Slight Aphrodite bashing, guilty hero. Chapter 9. The Leaf Nin attacks. After all the counselors left their cabins, Naruto made a shadow clone. He sent it to go at Athena's cabin while he went to his own cabin. He held out a special kunai, saying Hirashin and disappearing in a yellow blur. Meanwhile Percy was in his cabin looking at the ceiling in deep thought. What is he supposed to do? Naruto already chosen the group, but he can't get over it. He doesn't want to go because it's a quest. He got enough of those for a lifetime. He wanted to because his two best friends are going there, not to mention his cousin. Also, he's feel uncomfortable leaving Annabeth with the blonde. Also, there is Luke. Percy knows that Luke is involved in this somehow. He dreamt of Luke hiring knights, or what looks to be knights. They were wearing gray and red armor with a sword on the chestplate. They were talking about capturing Artemis and some guy called the General. When he heard about the quest, he was, and still is, determined to go. So he made up his mind. He's going to that quest, no matter what anyone said. Morning. Naruto opened up his sleepy eyes. 5:30 in the morning. The group agreed to leave at 6 o'clock to make so they go get Artemis before the 7 days end. When he tried to get up, he felt a weight on his chest and looked to see medalist on his chest. The blonde smiled. Even though she's 16, she still acts like the little girl he met a long time ago. When he told his siblings about the quest, they tried to convince him not to go, especially medalists. But Naruto was stubborn and told them that he got no choice and he needs to rescue Artemis, whether he likes it or not. When everyone conceded, they all went to bed except for medalists. When Naruto saw her up, she said she wanted to sleep with him for old time's sake. Naruto hesitated a little, but a puppy eyes from her got him agreeing and letting her lay down on his chest. He always hated when girls used that on him. Naruto wanted to lay down and rest with his sister, but he needed to get ready. He don't want to see four very angry women if he was late, so, with great reluctance, he shook his sister's shoulder to get her to wake up. Medi, Naruto whispered his nickname to her, shaking her a little more. Medi, wake up. I have to go. It took a few minutes, but Medalist opened her eyes slowly. Naruto thought the way she sleeps and waking up is real cute and reminded him of her younger self. Huh, what? She mumbled in a daze, then she remembered everything from last night. Is it time for you to go? She felt many emotions right now. Sad that he had to go after just settling in, angry at the Oracle for giving him the quest, and scared that she might not see him again. Naruto nodded. He tried to push her off, but she just tightened her grip on him. Naruto sighed in guilt. His disappearance affected the girl more than it showed. Charles told him how she put a happy but shy mask on in public, but with her siblings in the cabin, her eyes are filled with sorrow and despair. He really didn't want to leave his friends and family again, but he needed to save Artemis. It is his quest. Come on Medi, I have to go. Naruto sighed, but Medalist didn't soften her grip. It's my quest now and I would go one way or another. Zoe would leave without me and take her hunters as well if I don't go, even if Chiron tries to stop them. And I can't let them be endangered. Medalist finally loosened her grip on him and Naruto got up and went to change to his dragon armor. Once he got out, he saw Medalist on the back, tears in her eyes. Promise me you'll come back, she whispered, in a desperate tone. Promise you won't disappear again or die. Naruto heard her voice breaking and felt a few tears drop on his shoulder. She must be really worried, not that he could blame her. So he hugged her closer and rubbed her back to soothe her. I promise that I will return unharmed, Naruto whispered soothingly. He kissed her on the forehead and broke the hug. Tell the others I said goodbye, he said before leaving out the cabin and went to Hades' cabin to get Bianca. He stopped in front of it and smiled. At the side of it is Hestia's cabin. A year after he first went to Camp Half-Blood, he built the two cabins in honor of the two gods. He always felt bad for the two since Hades was judged just because he was lord of the underworld and most of the gods treated him like he was a plague and Hestia was forgotten even by her own family. The only ones who talked to the two was Poseidon, Athena, his dad, Artemis, and Hermes. So he decided to build the 2 cabins in honor of the 2, not caring that Zeus might not approve. He is also planning to build other cabins for the minor gods, but he will once he finished the quest. Before he went in, he heard a fire crackling and looked to see a little girl near it, with brown hair and eyes. Despite her innocent nature, her eyes was filled with wisdom along with kindness. Naruto knew who she was when he laid eyes on her. Lady Hestia, Naruto said respectfully. This or one of the gods is respected. He bowed to her and then looked up. What are you doing here? The girl smiled and patted the ground, silently telling him to sit down. You don't have to be formal, Naruto. I'm not like my youngest brother. I'm here to help you on the quest. She pulled out a small wrapped gift and handed it to Naruto. Naruto opened and looked to see a fiery red gem. This gem is special. It's give the user to use fire, or they could already do it, strengthen it. You could also change it into Greek fire as well. Naruto looked at gem with awe and smiled at Hestia, making her turn away and hide her small blush. That smile is so filled with warmth. One more thing, Hestia said, after she got control of her blush. She touched Naruto on the forehead and a glow came from him, signaling that she blessed him. I gave you my blessing. You will have the power to make any meal, in reasonable standards, and can teleport in fire as well. Naruto's smile even wider now. Thank you, Hestia. It would help us on the journey, Naruto said gratefully. Hestia smiled back at him, glad that she could help the demigod. Naruto then got up and went in Hades' cabin to get Bianca. Hestia sighed in happiness in helping the blonde. She knew that her brother would get mad, but in her mind it was worth it to help Naruto. She got up and disappeared in wave of fire. Naruto walked into the cabin and closed the door behind him. He didn't get kicked out, due Hades letting him stay here as thanks for showing him kindness. Naruto walked around to see Nico and Bianca on their bed. Nico is sprawled around with a bit of drool on his face while Bianca is curled up in her blanket like a cat. Naruto got behind Bianca and gently shook her. Bianca, Naruto whispered, doing the same thing he did with Metallus. Beyond's time to wake up. Bianca stirred a bit, but just pulled the blanket closer to her and mumbled 5 more minutes. Naruto sighed. Time for plan B then. Okay, then I guess I have to leave you here and get Percy as a replacement for the quest. Like a flash, Bianca eyes open and jumped out of bed like she just drank an energy drink and yelled, I'm up, I'm up. That got her to wake up pretty quickly. Glad to see you're awake, Naruto said while Bianca blushed in embarrassment. You can go prepare and wake Nico up. I'll go to the entrance where the others are meeting. Bianca nodded and went in the bathroom to change in her armor. The blonde got out of the cabin and went to the meeting place. Naruto, Thalia, Grover, Phoebe, Zoe, and Annabeth are all the entrance with Chiron and surprisingly, Mr. D. Ever since Naruto came back and gave him those cokes, he's been brighter and cheerier. Little did many know, including the gods, the cokes are made to taste like wine. It doesn't make you drunk like regular wine, but it has the pure taste of wine. Annabeth, Thalia and Grover are telling Naruto about the quest they had while they wait for Bianca. They all said their goodbyes to their siblings and friends, so now they are waiting. He actually told that lie? Naruto said in disbelief. The 3 demigods are on the part when they met Medusa and when Percy told her that they were on a circus caravan and got lost. Yeah, he did, Annabeth said with a giggle. He was lucky she wasn't mortal or else she wouldn't have bought. But we were unlucky that it was Medusa. Annabeth shivered at the memory. That old hag tried to cut her up at the time. Thank God she had her shurikens with her to distract while Percy sliced her head off. Naruto shuddered, making the 2 look at him. Seeing the looks, he told his story. I met Medusa when I had to run an errand for Persephone. I made a special contact lens that could block any powers that requires the victim to look at them. When I went in the store to buy some statues, Medusa tried to turn me into a statue, but she noticed I wasn't affected. Then came the bad part. Naruto shuddered even more. The satyr and the daughter of Athena look at him in worry. When she noticed I wasn't affected, she asked why. I told because of the special contact lens and then told her that I'm running an errand for Persephone. She let me look around the place and after a few minutes, she pounced on me. Naruto is starting to turn a little green. I got dizzy a little and when I started to focus I noticed she was rubbing on me. Everyone else started listening in as well and automatically knew what Medusa was doing. Mr. D, Chiron, and Grover turned green while Thalia, Zoe, Phoebe, protective, and Annabeth growled in anger. I was stunned at what she doing, but when I noticed she was about to take off my pants, I got her off and took the nearest statue so I could get out of there. She tried to corner me many times and nearly tried to rape me, but I managed to escape. That was the scariest thing in my life. By now, Grover is letting out all the content in his mouth and the girls turn red with rage. Oh, now I wished I could torture the hack, Annabeth growled out in anger. The others started muttering, growling, and Thalia saying a lot of curses stringed up together. Naruto's sweat dropped at the sight. Those girls must really hate Medusa. Soon, Bianca and Nico walk over to them, with the oldest having her shinobi equipment on, which is a black combat suit with green stripes. Naruto look at Nico, a little surprised that he's here. Bianca, not that I don't want him around, but why is Nico here? I thought we all agreed on saying our goodbyes in camp, Naruto said in confusion. During the meeting, the 7 agreed to say goodbye to their siblings and friends at camp. Bianca smiled apologetically at him. Sorry, but Nico wanted to talk to you. He said it's important and can't be told later. Naruto looked at Nico, who have a hopeful face. Finally, Naruto nodded. Okay then. Let's go to the woods to talk. Nico smiled when Naruto agreed and the two went in the forest. They stopped when they got a good enough distance. I take it you want me to talk about keeping Bianca safe? Naruto stated. Nico nodded in confirmation and Naruto smiled. Don't worry Nico, Bianca will be safe. The others and I will make sure that she doesn't get hurt. Promise? Nico asked in a little pleading voice. Naruto got down to his knees, so he could look Nico in the eye. I promise I will, and just to make sure I keep it, Naruto closed his eyes and said, I swear on the sticks that no one will die on this quest. Thunder rumble and Nico's eyes widened in shock. He learned about promises like that. If make sure the person would keep his promise, and if they don't, they'll die. Nico smiled widely and hugged the blonde. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Nico muffled in Naruto's armor. Now I know Bianca won't die. Naruto smiled and hugged the boy back. He will keep his promise no matter what. The two went back to the entrance and Nico said one more goodbye to Bianca before going back to camp. Okay, now that we are here and we took care to camp, Naruto said, talking to the group, any ideas where to go? The only thing we got is going west, and that's not going to help. Maybe we can go to DC, where Artemis was hunting, Grover suggested. Naruto nodded. Okay then. And Chiron, I'll need my ride. Is it still near the tree? Naruto asked. Chiron nodded and galloped near the tree barrier, with the others following him. Mr. D disappeared back to the big house. Chiron stopped at the edge of the tree. It's still hidden at this spot. Naruto grinned. Good, then we're all good. He knocked on the tree a couple times in a certain way. They waited a few seconds before the ground rumbled around them. The ground in front of them split and out of it came a car. The car looks to fit only 5 people. It has many turbo engines at the side, machine guns at the bottom so people won't notice, and a seal on the front door of the car so you can hide anything. The car is painted black with flames at the bottom and flames at the front of the car. And the tires had razors at the side so it could cut through tough areas. Grover's jaws dropped and Bianca and Annabeth went wide eyes. Thalia grinned like crazy, and the hunters just raised an eyebrow when they saw the car. Wow, Grover said in awe. This car is badass. Thalia finished for him, practically drooling when she saw the car. It one of the coolest things she'd ever seen. Naruto makes the best creations ever. Like it? Naruto asked rhetorically. It was a project I'd worked on for years. I only finished right before the quest would look. It can go 500 miles per hour and the miniguns are filled with both bronze and metal bullets. By now, Thalia has stars in her eyes. As fast as a cannon, Thalia got on the shotgun. Naruto chuckled in amusement and got in while the others went in the back and Chiron galloped back to camp. The ones in the back are surprised at what they saw. The inside of the car is obviously bigger than it looks. The inside is shaped like a limo with snacks at the corner and the seats look to be made of pure fabric. Naruto went big time with this car. Double wow, Grover said once again. Zoe, Annabeth, Bianca and Phoebe nodded in agreement. Once they got in, Naruto started driving the car. It was a few hours of driving before Annabeth broke the silence. Naruto, can you tell us more about your past? Annabeth asked, a little eager. Naruto chuckled. Annabeth, Thalia, and Luke always asked about what happened in his past when they could. He told them stories about the time he lived in the forest, when he became Genin and then stopped Mizuki from stealing the Forbidden Scroll, the Wave Mission, and the invasion of the Leaf. He also told them how he arrived in this world. Sure, what do you want to know? The blonde asked. Annabeth thought about for a moment before speaking. Who are your friends there? Annabeth asked. I mean, we already know that you're an orphan, but Grover and Thalia, I wondered if you have any friends. Naruto smiled as remember his time at home. Yeah, I had some. The first one was Hinata, a shy little girl who always blushed around me. I always wondered why she did that. Annabeth, Thalia, Bianca and Zoe frowned at that. Meanwhile, Grover groaned. Despite Naruto's intelligence, he is really dense when it came to someone liking him. I mean, it's obvious that many of the girls Naruto is friends with had major feelings for the blonde. Then, it's Shikamaru, a lazy boy, but has a lot of intelligence. Then Kiba, a brash kind of guy with his pet puppy. Akamaru, Shino, a quiet guy who is literally a living nest. Choji, a boy who eats often and is big-boned. Ino, a girl who loves flowers and is always flirting with me. Annabeth, Thalia, Bianca and Zoe growled in anger and jealousy. Phoebe looked at them with amusement while Grover shrunk a little when he heard the growl. Naruto either ignored it or hadn't heard, so he'd continue on. Tenten, a weapon-loving tomboy. Neji, who I used to hate when he beaten one of my friends, but now we'd settled our differences. And Lee, who is better not being mentioned by appearance or personality. Trust me, it's better for your health. The blonde looked serious at that, so no one opened their mouth. They know not to push it when Naruto uses that tone. This time, Zoe asked the question. Also, who trained you? Zoe asked. She's curious how the blonde got his skills. He bested every hunter in the camp, even her, and he actually made Artemis sweat a little when they'd sparred. Naruto smiled in remembrance once again. My teacher was Anko, the first person I'd ever trusted. We met while I was living in the forest. At first, I didn't trust her with her psychotic personality and because of the villagers' hatred, but after a while of getting to know her, I started to trust. Before and after we got out of the forest, she trained me, protected me, and comforted me when needed. A lone tear came out of his eye. She was like a mother to me. The group smiled at that. It was nice hearing Naruto parts of his past. Then Annabeth frowned a little. Naruto, what do you mean protected you? What did you need protection from in the village? Annabeth asked in confusion. The others turned to him as well. Naruto frowned and sweated a little. He doesn't want to tell the bad side of his past. It's still painful for him. Suddenly, Naruto's danger sense kicked in and he heard a familiar sound. It sounded like Kiba's signature move. Fang over his eyes widened and he was about to turn from the road he was on, but it was too late. Everyone heard a shout of Fang over Fang. And felt the car get hit tumbling down. The car kept tumbling down until it hit to a stop, miraculously right side up. Naruto groaned in pain and turned to Thalia. Thalia, you alright? Thalia groaned a little but nodded. What about you guys? No broken bones. Behind the two, the four in the back are in a pile of heaps. Yeah, we're okay. Grover wasp out from his position. He is on his stomach, Bianca is groaning on her back, Zoe is holding her side, and Phoebe is laying on the side, starting to get up. Wow, we are already attacked in a few minutes after we started a quest. That's got to be a new record, Thalia said as a little joke. It's true. The last record was the Lightning Thief, where Percy got attacked by 1 hour after the quest started since she has been there personally to see it. Naruto opened the car and helped the others out. They're at an old part of Manhattan. Soon, after they got their heads together, they got their weapons out. Naruto got Kasai out, Thalia got her spear, Annabeth got her kunai, the hunters and Bianca got their bows, and Grover got a metal brown staff, a gift from Naruto. Naruto, do you know who attacked us? Phoebe asked. Naruto nodded in confirmation. Yeah, I know him all right. Only one person can use that move. Soon, 4 people and a dog jumped from the trees. Each one of them had a headband with them. One was the attacker, got brown short, a red tattooed claw on both his cheeks. and canine-like teeth, wearing gray long shirt with a fishnet shirt under it and gray pants. Another was a man with no pupils in his eyes, long hair with a ponytail on the bottom, wearing a white shirt with big sleeves and brown pants. Next was a fat-looking guy with swirls on his cheeks and short hair, and the last one was guy who looked lazy but serious with a pineapple-like ponytail and is wearing the Jonin outfit. These people some of Naruto's friends. Kiba, Neji, Choji, and Shikamaru in that order. Not that I'm not glad to see you. What are you guys doing here and how did you get here anyway? Naruto asked in a little disbelief. He thought he would never see any of his friends of his, but now here they are. We found a way to open a portal to this world, which was such a drag, Shikamaru said in his usual lazy tone. Then, he turned to a little serious. And we're here to get you back in the Leaf Village. They need you there. Forget it, Thalia automatically said with a scowl. He is not going back. We need him here to help us. She just got Naruto back and she'll be damned if she'll let these people take him. We're not talking to you, Neji said with a scowl of his own. And he must come back for the good of the village. Naruto downright scowled at that. I don't care for that village. Naruto said, with a little growl, I don't care what happens to it. I'm staying here. Naruto, be reasonable, Shikamaru said once again. The village started plummeting when you were gone. Everyone in the elemental nation heard what happened to you in your childhood and we are paying the price for it. We need you back to placate them. Plus, the food supply has started going down. Choji exclaimed in horror-filled voice. You have to come back, Naruto, otherwise I may never get my potato chips. Did you not hear him? Annabeth exclaimed. He said that he doesn't want to come back. You can't force him to go back. The blonde girl was confused as to why the village was plummeting because they heard of Naruto's childhood. She got a bad feeling in her heart, but right now, she needed to defend her friend. You stay out of this. It's our conversation, you princesses. Everyone got really quiet now. Naruto and Grover paled in fear while the girls leaked out killing intent. You never, ever, call a huntress, Thalia, nor Annabeth something so girly. Otherwise, you better write your will. What did call us? Thalia said in gritted teeth, voicing the girls in the area. Neji, Shikamaru, and Choji started shaking a little and Kiba started sweating in a bit of fear. They all had a taste of women's retribution, especially Kiba and Shikamaru. But Kiba's mouth engaged before his brain did again. You heard me, princess. Kiba said in a mocking tone. All the girls' eyes darkened and the killing intent became more intense, making the guys shiver in fear. Naruto finally snapped out of it and got into commander mode. Thalia, you take Kiba. Grover, fight Choji. Annabeth, fight Neji. Phoebe and Zoe, you'll provide cover fire for us and fire whenever you see an opening. I'll fight Shikamaru. Everyone nodded and Grover got out of his fear-induced state. 4 of them went in front with their weapons drawn while the hunters stayed back to shoot. The ninjas got out of their fear-induced state and prepared to fight. Kiba grinned in excitement as he about to fight the raven-hair princess. Come on girlie, let's see what you can do! Kiba cried out, getting on all fours with Akamaru beside him. Thalia twirled her spear, electrify it, and glare at him. I'll show that and more. No one calls me princess and gets away with it. She then charged at the dog boy and thrust the spear forward, but Kiba flipped sideways. Thalia managed to swing left and hit Kiba on the head and got him flying. He flipped up and crouched dog-like. Akamaru tried to bite her leg, but she kicked the puppy out of the way. Kiba charged this time and tried to hit her with his claws, but Thalia either dodged or blocked with her spear. She leaned back from a swipe to the chest and then kicked under him, making him fall on his back. She backflipped and landed a few feet away from him and smiled evilly. She is far from done with this puppy. Oh, let's get it on. Choji yelled out. He and his teammates need to win or else all of his favorite food might be gone forever. The chips, the barbecue, the sweets, all of them. And the Leaf Village needed Naruto, especially his friends. So he used his expansion jutsu to enlarge himself, then put his arms, his legs, and his head inside his body, completing his signature move. For the barbecue, human boulder. Grover paled when saw the literal human boulder started rolling towards him real fast and promptly jumped over it with his goat leg. When he landed and turned around, he paled when he saw the thing man coming back. He kept jumping, sliding, and dodging the boulder. He would have thanked Pan for giving him goat legs if he was not focusing on dodging the giant human bowling ball. If he doesn't find an opening, then he would be tired out from this and he will be the first sadder pancake. He does not want that. Neji and Annabeth are engaging in hand-to-hand combat, with Neji using his Uwaka Taijutsu and Annabeth is using the Namikaze Taijutsu. Neji's attack were hard and fierce, but Annabeth countered that with her speed. Annabeth sent a kick at his chest, pushing him back and getting him on one knee. How can that girl be that good? Neji said, sweating in the forehead. I can't lay a hit on her. She doesn't even have any chakra. What has Naruto been teaching her? Annabeth rolled up her neck and smirked at him. Naruto told me about the bloodlines. How many clans usually have unique powers that no one else had? Luckily, Naruto taught me how to counteract the ones he knows about. It took some constant asking and begging from her to get Naruto to teach her. She wanted to learn everything there was to know. Neji gritted his teeth in anger. Naruto told an outsider of his clan's ability. Why? Despite that, he will not let this girl win. He is a Hiwaka and he will not be defeated by someone who doesn't even have chakra. So with renewed spirit, he started attacking again, but this time harder. Annabeth kept dodging them but is working up a sweat this time. The two kept trading blows until Neji had enough. He stepped back and did a few hand signs before opening his signature move, Byakugan. Naruto and Shikamaru face each other, looking at each other. One in seriousness and one in tiredness. Are we really gonna fight? Shikamaru said with his usual sigh. Come on Naruto, it's such a drag for us to fight. Just come back peacefully and the others will be unharmed and free to go. Naruto glowered at the lazy boy. I said no Shikamaru. I have things to do here, people to protect. I know we're our friends Shikamaru, but if you keep pushing it I will answer with my fist. Shikamaru sighed. He don't want to fight, it's too much moving. He wanted Naruto just to come back peacefully so the leaf can finally get back to speed. The other countries will leave them alone, and he could go back to sleep. But unfortunately, Naruto is stubborn about this so he would have to use force. Life is such a drag. Fine then he put his hands together and Naruto suddenly freeze in his spot. Shadow imitation technique complete. So now Naruto, if you won't come back willingly I will have to knock you out. His plan is simple. Both will throw a kunai, but Shikamaru will have an exploding bomb on there. It will be enough to knock out Naruto. Naruto smirked at him, making him a little unsettled. Sorry Shikamaru, but you won't getting me that easily. You think I didn't know you would do that? I countered that with my own trap. Boom. Naruto suddenly exploded, making Shikamaru cover his eyes and bounce back a little. He heard something from behind and he brought a kunai, just in the nick of time to block Naruto's spear. Shikamaru sighed once more, then turned serious. Fine then Naruto, let's see if you can block this. Shadow sewing technique. Chapter 10, Knights and a Lion. Kiba flipped up from his down position and got on his fours, with Akamaru by his side again. The young puppy transformed into another Kiba and the two started running towards Thalia. Thalia turned her other bracelet into her black shield, a gift from Naruto, and pushed the two back, making them flying in the air. The two landed on their feet before running again, but this time they went separate and went towards the girl at different sides. Thalia twisted her body to dodge them and then faced the two when they got back together in their taijutsu stance. She rolled under the two, hitting the first with the bottom of her spear and bashed the head of the other with her shield, making the two twist and fall on their stomach. The two got up and once again, started to charge at her. Thalia smirked. Those two will never learn to stay down. The three went fighting with the dog and his owner using their claws while Thalia put up her spear and shield and starting fighting with her hands. Despite Kiba having the number advantage, they can't land a hit on her. Each hit she lay on them, they felt an electric shock, making them stumble each time. And she was still holding that damn smirk. The same smirk that Naruto gave them when they fought in the Chunin exam. That got them more feral. Thalia smirked when the two started getting more sloppy. Her style is something Naruto taught her. She dodges and blocks every attack, infuriating the opponent and getting them angry and sloppy. She lands a hit a few times and maybe taunt them to get them more sloppier. When they began, she attacks with electric shocks she channels in her hands. The shock will stun them, effectively getting her an opening to give them a pummeling. She saw the two dogs slowing down, breathing harder, and she barely held back a grin. This is her chance. Faster than the blink of an eye, she started overwhelming the two with punches. Punch after punch shocked the Inizuka and his companion. The two got started developing bruises before Thalia finished them off with a kick in their abdomen. They too was sent flying and landed on their backs. Thalia grinned, "I win, you wet dogs," she exclaimed, pumping her fist. To her surprise, the two got back up, albeit slowly and carefully since they got many bruises. Kiba, huffing and puffing, took 2 pills and gave one to Akamaru. The two ate it, giving them more energy and getting feral. Their chakra started leaking out of them and the two got in all fours. Thalia cursed. "Food pills. Come on, girly." Kiba growled. Round 2. Grover vs. Choji. Grover is getting tired from the running he's been doing. It took up most of his energy and his goat legs are starting to cramp up. Yet, the giant human bowling ball is still at full pace. Does this thing slow down? The two are running in circles, for at least half an hour. The ninja even managed to make a race car track. He would have been amused if not for the running of his life. Zoe and Phoebe managed to get a few shots so that thing won't get any closer to him. He thanked the gods that the hunters are on this quest. They saved him from being flattened. Grover stumbled a bit before running again. The ball is getting closer to him. If he slows down, he'll be crushed. He doesn't want to become a sadder pancake. Suddenly, he looks at the trees and idea pops up. If it worked, he might make it stop for good or at least get him back in human form. So with the idea in mind, he started running to the tree with Choji right behind him. Grover grinned. Perfect. When he got near the tree, he started climbing with his hooves. Then he pushed off the tree, backflip, and got behind Choji. He did a few hand signs before saying with style, "Tree rope jutsu." The trees wrapped around the ninja and got him in a handle. The man got out of his ball form and struggled against the binds. Grover grinned even more. The jutsu worked. "Look like I win," Grover said, still grinning. Choji struggled even more. No, he can't lose. The Leaf Village, his team, and his precious chips are counting on him and the others to get Naruto so the Leaf Village won't die slowly. He can't lose. With new determination, he let out a huge roar and got 3 times bigger, breaking the wooden ropes. This is his clan's famous jutsu, but just the mini size of it. Grover paled. This is not gonna be fun. Annabeth versus Neji, the two been fighting for half an hour. Neji is not using his Byakugan, arrogant to believe that someone of this world can't make any jutsus or have any chakra. He doesn't know that Naruto trained her and gave her chakra. Annabeth smirked while fighting, knowing that Neji doesn't have the knowledge that she is an unofficial shinobi. She can use that to her advantage and when the time is right, struck him down with her abilities she learned from Naruto. It's a plan worthy of Athena. She dodged a few palm strikes and she felt a few secret ones. She shut down her chakra so it won't affect her. When she saw her opening, she started return the strikes. Now it's Neji's turn to dodge. The pattern continued on like this, never stopping. Neji started gritting his teeth in frustration. How is she keeping up? Who taught her? There aren't any shinobi in this world except for his eyes widened in shock when he figured it out. Naruto trained them all in taijutsu. Annabeth saw him in the state of shock. He froze, giving her the chance to strike. With her quick thinking skills, she started hitting Neji in the most critical spots where she can cripple him. She molded the chakra in her hands and feet, making them as sharp as an owl's beak so she can damage him even more. Each punch sent him stumbling back inch by inch. He started feeling the pain of the punches and his internal organs damage. Annabeth ended it with a flip kick in the head. Demigods, 1, Shinobi, 0, Annabeth said with a smug grin. Her hubris started acting up and started to walk away from the down body. She'd forgotten one of the shinobi rules that Naruto taught her. Make sure the enemy is down. She heard running from behind and she turned around halfway before she got pushed back, flying into the air and landed on the ground. Annabeth groaned and lifted her head up, before her eyes widened. Neji is up and ready, like he hadn't took any damage at all. You think I'll go down that easily? Neji said, breathing heavily. That same move was used on me at the Chunin exam. Used by Naruto. It won't work on me twice. When she left him down on the floor, he healed his wounds with chakra. His internal organs fixed, his bruises gone, and his stamina back. He closed his eyes and veins started flowing around his eyes. I underestimated you while we fought. I didn't take in the fact that you might have been trained by Naruto, Neji said with his eyes still closed, but now, I'll fix that mistake. Time for you to see my family bloodline. Annabeth paled. She knew what the bloodline is. Naruto told her about it in one of his stories. Neji opened his eyes and revealed his bloodline, Byakugan. Shikamaru vs Naruto. Naruto dodged each of the shadow stitches aimed at him. He ducked, jumped, slid, and bent to dodge all of them. But Shikamaru isn't relenting. The two continued these patterns until Naruto had enough. He jumped high up the ground and breathed out a fireball. Shikamaru's eyes widened. How did he do that without doing hand signs? He didn't have time to think on that, so he dodged the fireball coming his way. Naruto continued to spit out fireball after fireball with Shikamaru dodging. Shikamaru finally hid behind the trees to get a breather. He's thinking rapidly on what to do. He can't use his regular strategy since Naruto is as smart as him. He somehow knows what he's thinking and counteracts the move. But there is one move that Naruto didn't see. Shikamaru plan formulated quickly and began using his technique. Naruto stopped using his fireballs, giving him the opening he need. Now is the time to strike. Shadow Possession Jutsu. Naruto sighed when Shikamaru did the technique and the blonde jumped up in the air. What he didn't know is that the Nara saw that and his eyes widened when he heard a new jutsu. Shadow Hammer Jutsu. A huge shadow came out from the tree and formed into the giant head of the hammer. It's moved towards and Naruto couldn't move in time to dodge it. It came on top of him and crashed on top of him, both hitting the ground and left a crater in its wake, plus some smoke. Shikamaru smirked when he saw what happened. The jutsu isn't strong enough to crush a person, but is strong enough to leave a person unconscious. He walked towards the hole, lighting up a cigarette and putting it in his mouth. He looked down in the hole and his eyes widened when he saw that there isn't anybody in there. He dropped the cigarette in his mouth in shock. Looking for me? The Nara turned around, only to meet a fist in his face. That was the last thing he saw before he blacked out. Naruto breathed heavily, sweat coming out of him. He used Hirashin just before the hammer could knock him out. Shikamaru is tougher than last time, but he got stronger as well. He reached inside the man's pocket and pulled out the pack of cigarette. He put in his pocket and grinned. Thank you, Shikamaru. Naruto turned to the others and saw them in trouble. Grover is dodging every stomp and punch the giant Choji's pulling, tiring out from the looks of it. Thalia is using her shield to defend herself from the fang over fang attacks. And Annabeth is barely holding on Neji's relentless attacks. Naruto cursed. He forgot that none of them are ready to fight a shinobi. They only been taught a few things. They're not ready to fight the people who defeated the Sound Four. Zoe is shooting at the humongous Choji with Phoebe and Bianca. It's only affecting the fat man a little, but it's enough to slow him down and gave Grover a few close calls. Naruto pulled 4 arrows out from his cloak. Gave 3 of them to Zoe and Phoebe, then pulled out an arrow for himself. Phoebe, Bianca, and Zoe got a good look at the bow and then smirk. They know what's he planning. The 2 hunters because they've been traveling with him for years and Bianca because it was of the trick arrows he showed her. Phoebe, you and Bianca fire at Choji. Zoe, fire at Kiba. I'll get Neji. Ready? The 3 took aim and waited for the right timing. Kiba is starting to charge at Thalia again. Neji pushed Annabeth back, and Choji is about to stomp on Grover. Now! The 4 shot their arrows and their intended targets and it caused a mass explosion. 3 got sent back flying and got knocked out, on their backs. Naruto breathed out in relief. Just in time. Zoe, Naruto, Bianca and Phoebe helped the 3 up. Thalia, Annabeth, and Grover gave them thank yous before looking down on the ground. Thalia scowled, Annabeth balled her fist up in frustration, and Grover bleated in dismay. They would have lost if not for Naruto and the hunters. Naruto saw their downtrodden looks. He knew what they're thinking. He thought that the first time he went hunting with Anko, he nearly got killed by a lion before Anko saved him. He knew now is not the time to scold them for messing up. So instead he said, you did a good job for your first fight, Naruto said, making the 3 eyes widen. You held on for a long time against 3 strong ninjas. If they were genins or chunins, you have possibly won. So when I say this I mean it, you 3 did great. The 3 just stand there stunned for a minute. Finally, they all grinned and the 2 girls hugged him tightly. Naruto laughed and hugged the girls back. It's good seeing them in good spirit, even though they nearly lost. He didn't see Zoe's scowl and Phoebe's sending an amused look at the girl. Okay, since we dealt with the others, Naruto started saying, breaking the hugs, I'll get Hermes to deliver the guys at the Leaf Village. Then we leave out and get back on the road. The five nodded and they all went back in the car. But something told Naruto that it isn't the last time you'll see the shinobis. After everyone got back in the car limousine, they got back on the road. Naruto is in the front while everyone else is in the back. Annabeth is telling Thalia and Grover about the Dragon Age. Much to their displeasure, and the hunters just sat there, a little on edge again with Artemis missing. It was a few hours after the attack. It was rather peaceful, but Naruto knew that peace won't last. Just as he thought that, he sensed something. Many dark presence nearby, two that are familiar. And one person that he thought is in camp. Immediately, he got the engine up to full speed and went 180 miles per hour. Much to the surprise of everyone in the car, Naruto gritted his teeth in frustration. When he gets his hands on Jackson, he's going to. Naruto, why are you driving so fast? Annabeth yelled from her seat. Thalia is shaking from the speed. Grover looks close to fainting, and the hunters are gripping on their seats to stay put. I sense many dark presences in the museum, plus Jackson is in there too. We need to get there quickly before anything happens, Naruto said quickly. He soon arrived at the museum and slid the car to a stop. Once everybody regained their breath and stopped themselves from passing out, they got out. Okay guys, take the car and the keys and put a ride in a safe spot. I'll meet you in the Air and Spaceport Museum, Naruto said. Without waiting for an answer, he disappeared in a flash of flames. He knew that Thalia and Annabeth will demand on how he did that, but he'd deal with that later. Right now, he needed to get Squidhead out of danger and then beat him a new one for coming here. Natural History Museum. Percy's wondering how he got into these situations. How did he get in trouble that quickly? Is it because he stole Naruto's invisibility belt from under Metallus' nose? Or is it because he decided to get in the quest after Naruto said he couldn't? Either way, he's in trouble. Percy arrived in DC before any of the others did. He had Naruto's invisibility belt on and followed Thorn inside a museum. The Manticore regrouped with a bunch of monsters, the man called the General, Luke Castellan, and a bunch of knights from Heisei. It's the same knights he saw from his dream. The General was talking to them and told them about Naruto. His voice sounded different when he said the blonde's name, but he couldn't pinpoint it. He wanted the Templars to capture the blonde and bring him to him. Luke was skeptical about this and asked the General how can mere mortals can help them. The General merely laughed at the question. He explained to Luke how these mortals aren't regular mortals. They are called Templars, mage hunters who will kill anyone that can use magic. Their armors and weapons are built to fight against anything with godly and mage blood in them. Their weapons can make any god faint. One of the Templars revealed their blade. It's silver, sharp, with blue linings all over it. It was also humming, much to the demigod shock. As Percy went to move in closer, the Templars turned to him, a demigod. One of them shouted. Percy cursed and went to run away, but the entrance is blocked by more Templars. He cursed once again and pulled Riptide from his pocket, also turning off the belt. Luke frowned when he saw him. It's Percy. Capture him now and see what he knows, Luke ordered. The Templars nodded and pulled out their blades and shields. Percy charged at the first one near him and swung his sword. He was shocked when the sword passed through him. The Templars laughed and got closer to him, making the boy sweat. Just before the one in the middle was about to attack, a fireball hit him in the back and sent him flying. He crashed into the wall and went unconscious. Soon, the Templars got their shields up when more fireballs came. Percy dropped down on the floor to protect himself and the Templars moved back. The fireballs keep pelting and pelting them until they finally move back. Couldn't stay at camp like you've been told, couldn't you, Jackson? Percy paled at that in the killing intent. He turned around to see Naruto walking with Kasai, turn into a sword, in his hands. Percy doesn't know who he should fear right now, the army of monsters or Naruto. The General and Luke's eyes widened in shock while the Templars got into defense position. The monsters started growling in hatred towards the blonde, making Percy wonder how many monsters did Naruto killed. Naruto? Luke asked in shock. Naruto looked at Luke for a bit, his eyes softening a bit before hardening his eyes again and turned to Percy. We'll deal with this later, Jackson, Naruto growled out. Right now, you need to get out of here. Get out of here and meet up with the others outside. I'll deal with these monsters. Percy was about to argue, but one look from Naruto told him not to. He reluctantly ran into the hole Naruto made and got out. Naruto turned to the general once again. Now, are we going to fight or are you going to throw your minions at me like you usually do? Naruto said. The general didn't say anything, just smirk in amusement. Let's see how Naruto handle these people. Capture him. Do not harm him or there will be consequences, the general said simply. The Templars nodded and pulled out their swords. The general and Luke left, but stayed a little longer to mouth something to Naruto. It was I'm sorry. Naruto started charging towards them when a Templar blocked the way. Naruto growled and changed his sword from bronze to shiny silver. A little note is that Naruto can turn his weapon into any metal. It can turn from bronze, to mortal metal, to Stetson, even imperial gold, meaning, he can fight the Templars no problems. One of the Templars charged at him, but Naruto easily parried him and pushed him back. Two more charged behind, making Naruto backflip and slash their backs, wounding them and sending them sprawling on the floor. He blocked a hit from the side and flipped the Templar, making the knight land on his back and knock the wind out of him. He saw the last six charge at him, so Naruto put his hand up and sent out a large fireball. When it hit contact with the other Templar it exploded, scattering the Templars all over the place. Naruto checked to see if they all got knocked out and nodded. He took one of the weapons to steady for a bit and put it in the seal on his armor. He walked out of the museum, going to chew out the squid head and preparing for the questions he's gonna get. Some more questions if Squid Head opens his mouth. Naruto arrived in the Spaceport Museum and found the group. Zoe and Thalia are butting heads once again with Annabeth and Phoebe holding them back and saw Grover, Bianca and Percy at the side. He walked over to the goat and asked, "Okay, what did I miss?" Making Percy, Bianca and Grover jump a little since they never saw him come in. Grover adjusted easily, since the blonde does that a lot, and answered the question. Percy came in and told us what happened and what we saw. Thalia started getting in rant about how you're going to get it and she will make you reveal your history between the general and you. Zoe got mad at that and told her that you will reveal it when you want. Thalia quickly found out that she knew about the past between you and the general and started this. He pointed at the arguing girls. Naruto groaned, "Great. Squidhead revealed what happened." Speaking of the son of Poseidon, he grabbed Percy by the collar and pushed him on a pillar. Naruto glared at him with his fiery red eyes. Percy gulped. He knew he's in big trouble. He hoped that Naruto would forget about it, but that was too hopeful. "I told you to stay at the camp, right?" Naruto growled, making Percy nod. "Then why the hell are you here, Squidhead? And why do you have my invisibility belt?" "I gave it to Metalist so she could keep it safe." She let me borrow it?" Percy said very nervously. Naruto had a blank look on his face. He heard from Annabeth about Percy's horrible lying skills, but that is ridiculous. He worse than a son of Apollo and maybe even rivals Apollo himself. "Yeah, borrow it," Naruto said sarcastically before glaring at Percy. He dropped him on his butt and grabbed his face in frustration. When he dropped the squid head, Thalia grabbed the collar of his shirt and got him face to face. "Okay, start talking, Whiskers," Thalia demanded. "How do you know the general? What aren't you telling us?" Thalia gave him a steely look, but Naruto isn't budging. Living with Anko gave him immunity for feminine fury. Before he could say anything, Zoe grabbed Thalia's hands and pulled it away from Naruto's collar. Zoe glared at Thalia, who glared back. "I told you that he will be ready to reveal when he needs to. Stay out of this, Nightshade." Thalia growled out, "This doesn't affect you." "It does because Naruto and I are related to the secret," Zoe yelled, but then covered her mouth. Thalia got even more confused and was about to ask the man what's she talking about when Naruto held his hand in a silent sign. "Does anyone else smell catnip?" Naruto said. Zoe, Phoebe, and Grover's eyes widened when they smelled what Naruto's smelling. "Not good. Move!" Zoe yelled and the eight moved just in time to see the Nemean lion jump on where they were. It roared at the group, who pulled their weapons. The Nemean lion is as big as a truck. It got yellow-orange gleaming fur, but got a more golden appearance. It got large and sharp, white teeth, which is being shown to the group. Naruto cursed and looked at the others. "Zoe, Bianca, Phoebe, find a higher spot and get on there to shoot. Percy, Thalia, Grover, Annabeth, with me," Naruto commanded. Everyone nodded and the hunter, plus the Kunoichi apprentice got on the high ground to shoot. Naruto changed Kasai into a giant hammer, since nothing could penetrate the coat, but he can hurt it without any outside wounds. Percy and Thalia charged at it and hit the leg, only for no damage to be received. The three girls on top is shooting arrow after arrow, but they broke into pieces against the lion's skin. It looked like it's about to attack them, but Naruto ran towards and swung hard at the lion's face. It sent things stumbling back, but it didn't got knocked out. It roared at Naruto and charged at him, but Naruto slid under it when it left. Annabeth then pulled out two explosive kunai and threw them at the monster's eye. The beast roared in pain and stumbled around, his eyes closed. Percy, Annabeth, Grover, and Thalia came to Naruto's side. Okay, how did Hercules defeat that thing? It was Percy who asked that question. He choked it, Naruto said, and unless one of us has superhuman strength, we can't do that. The only weakness is mouth from IC, and if we get him to open the mouth for as long as possible, we can shoot it with kunai arrows, Annabeth said, realizing the plan. Naruto smiled at her briefly then looked at the lion. Okay Grover, when I get the thing distracted you use the ground technique to capture him. Got it? Naruto said. Grover nodded in understanding and stand back to prepare using the root from the ground to capture the lion. Naruto charged with Thalia and Percy behind him. Lion ran towards them, preparing to cut them up, but Percy used the hilt of his blade to unbalance it. Thalia got close to the head and used her black shield to hit it on the side of head. The lion stumbled, roaring in pain and anger. Naruto then ran to the monster, ready his hammer, and swung upward, sending the flying and landing on its belly. Now Grover. Grover put his hands towards the lion and closed eyes. In a blink of an eye, roots came out of the ground and wrapped the lion up. It roared and struggled against it, but it's too strong. Two roots quickly held the mouth open when it roared, leaving his mouth bare. Now girls. Naruto commanded, and then Bianca, Zoe and Phoebe launched the arrows, Annabeth threw two kunai, and Thalia threw her spear. The lion roared in pain when the arrows and kunai reached its mark, but the spear? It got through the head and the skull of it. It stood still for a minute, and then when the roots grew back in the ground, it fell down. Naruto breathed in a sigh of relief. He turned to the others and smiled. Excellent job guys. You did amazing. Everyone smiled at that, and Percy and Grover fell down in relief. The Nemean lion turned into golden dust, and all that's left of it is a fur coat. Naruto picked it up from where it was. So it's a fur coat? Naruto said in amusement. Naruto put it up in the seal of his armor. I might have use of it when I build some new armor. Right now, I don't want to wear it. Why not? Percy asked in confusion. I mean, isn't the lion's skin the hardest to penetrate? It could be useful. Hercules wore it. Zoe clenched her fist at the mention of the while Naruto and Phoebe frowned, but they hid their reactions. First of all, I'm surprised you know that considering you rarely ever read a book from what Annabeth told me, Naruto said, ignoring the shout of hey from Percy. And second, it's because of a secret of someone else that I won't tell. Percy knows when to pry and not to pry, so he just nodded. Naruto looked at the teen. Hey Grover, did you deal with the security? Right before we fought, Grover said proudly. Right now, they're running into a wall. Naruto turned to where the officers are at and literally running into a wall. Everyone had to stifle a laugh at that, and Naruto turned to Grover with a grin. Grover, I truly love your woodland magic. Grover grinned and put his pipe up. Naruto and the others put their supplies up and went outside to see a giant toad. All of their eyes widened, 7 of them in surprise of seeing such a thing in Naruto because he recognized this toad. Then Naruto looked down and then scowled in supreme irritation. Under the toad is smashed car, his car. A figure jumped on the toad and the hunters, setter, and demigods got their weapons ready while Naruto glared at the figure. Oh, when he gets his hands on him been a while, huh Naruto? The man said. The man looks to be middle-aged with long white hair and red marks under his eyes. He's wearing a hippie kind of clothing and got sandals on. Naruto know this man alright, and he always wanted to strangle him on sight. Yes it has, Naruto said, still glaring at him. Uro Senin. I hope you all liked the video. And if you all want the next part of this video, please like the video and comment 3 hearts. Please subscribe to my channel so whenever I upload a video you will notify.